Welcome back. Do you have a piece of artwork just sitting around the house and you don't know what to do with it?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Cathy Lee's back with another edition of Home Style Sunday with advice on how to hang your art.
Good morning. You know, a great way to add instantly style and color to your space is with artwork. And many of us have artwork, or maybe we're looking for artwork like this great piece of pop tulip art that we have here in Cathy's Marketplace. But exactly where to hang it and how to hang it may be a little bit of a dilemma, so I have a few tips for you. First of all, if you're one of those that you don't have someone to say, little to the left, little higher, little lower, if you have to hang your art by yourself, what do? The easiest thing to do really is to cut out the exact size and shape of the pieces of art that you need to hang and assemble on the wall, and then simply get some painter's tape, because you don't want to remove the paint off of your walls, and actually start to position, and you can play with it because this isn't going to damage your walls. Play with it on the wall, on your space, before you actually put a nail in the wall. That's one thing. All right, a general rule of thumb when it comes to height is about 60 to 65 inches off of the floor. You know, you always hear sort of eye level, but people always say, my mom, okay, her eye level compared to my dad, big difference there. You get the point. So you really do have to see it on the wall and use your common sense. Lower ceilings, maybe a little bit lower. In a dining room, when you're sitting down, you may want the artwork a little bit lower. And with really high ceilings, it may have to go up a tad. So that is a general rule of thumb. Okay, how about if you're staging a space? If you're staging a space, generally you don't want to spend a lot of money on things on the wall. So the way to make it more dramatic, more eye-appealing, is to paint a darker, richer color on the wall. Then your art is going to look richer and pop a bit more. And again, keep in mind, general rule of thumb, you can't do that if the space is a little bit too small. Okay, another thing to talk about, should it relate to furniture? Absolutely, your art should relate to furniture. If you have a console table and you're hanging a piece of art above the console table, you don't necessarily want it sitting too low or too high. General rule of thumb, 6 to 12 inches. Give that piece of furniture a little bit of room to breathe. Same goes for a sofa. Right now this is just sitting on our stage, but if it were being hung, I'd want about that same amount of space, 6 to 12 inches. Okay, so I just want to end with, what kinds of art do you want to have in your space? If you don't have any windows, something like this, a landscape would be a great thing to sort of brighten the room and open up the space. Also, a horizon kind of widens your space as well. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a print. You can also have a piece of a work of art, as in reclaimed wood blocks. Anything that adds a little bit of texture onto the wall with great dramatic wall color behind it is going to set the tone and give your space that look of art. Good luck and happy shopping.
Seems so easy.
It does. She makes it so effortless.
She does, but it's just not easy for me. And I know it's not easy for you.
No.